Assalamu alaikum students, how are you all? As we know that we should start every task every day with the name of Allah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qala Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir wa tammim bil khair. Sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Today we are going to start the preparation for quiz competition, subject bio, code 5090, unit 3 of term 2 of O1, uh, presented by me. So let's start from the very basic, that is to define the photosynthesis. So as we know that this is the process by which the green plants and some other organisms use sunlight to synthesize nutrients from carbon dioxide and water. This is one of the reaction which use water and carbon dioxide for the formation of glucose and oxygen. So this is basically the photosynthesis reaction carried out by plants. Next question, what are the limiting factors for the photosynthesis? So there are some factors which limited this reaction, photosynthesis reaction, or what we can say that ultimately would affect the rate of photosynthesis reaction. The very important temperature, by increasing or decreasing the temperature, rate of photosynthesis is also affected. As we can say in very sunny days that more is the temperature, so it starts the burning of the leaves. Water availability, water is one of the necessity, one of the reactant of this photosynthesis reaction, so it is very important to carry out the photosynthesis reaction. Next, the light intensity, by increasing and decreasing the light intensity, photosynthesis reaction will be affected. Like if there is no light, the sunlight, there will be no zero photosynthesis reaction. Photosynthesis can never ever be possible without the light, sunlight, because chlorophyll basically use sunlight for the formation of glucose. The next is the concentration of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is also one of the other necessity or the reactant of this photosynthesis reaction, so it means that without carbon dioxide, photosynthesis reaction is also not possible. Next question, equation for the photosynthesis. As we have already discussed, that carbon dioxide will react with water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. They will form glucose and oxygen gas that further the organisms they use to for breathing purpose and for many other purposes. What is the test for the starch in plants? So we basically use the iodine test. Whether this starch formation is going on, means the glucose formation is going on, this food manufacturing is going on in plants or not, we use a test that is called as the starch testing. We basically use iodine for this test. So one by one we will see how this we can perform this starch test, as we have already performed in lab this experiment. So firstly we will take water into beaker and start to boil it. After boiling, we will put a leaf into this boiling water for 30 seconds. What this process will, this step will do, stop the chemical reactions which is going on in this leaf. Second step, heat it into the boiling ethanol. Now here is one of the precautionary measure, that we cannot heat the ethanol directly. What we will do, we will just again do the same process. We will boil water and then we will put the ethanol in a test tube, and then just put the that test tube into the boiling water, but we cannot directly heat to the ethanol. This is alcohol and we know it may cause explosion. So we will put into the for the few minutes into ethanol, that leaf into the ethanol. What it will do, it will stop or the that chlorophyll will basically remove the green color of the leaves. Next, we will wash with water, simple water, and then spread on a white tile or on a slide. Then we will add some iodine solution by using a pipette or dropper. We will add a iodine solution onto this leaf. If there is the starch, if the starch is present into the leaf, the color will be changed to blue black. If there is no starch, there will be no color change. Next question, how to find out the gas given off during the photosynthesis and name the gas. As we have previously discussed in the reaction chemical equation that one of the gas is required for this reaction, that is carbon dioxide, and other one is giving off called as oxygen. The test we use, we will basically take a glowing separate and place it on a test tube from where the gas is evolving, that oxygen gas. It will start to rekindle or reignite the gas. This is observation. Next question, find why sunlight is important for the photosynthesis and give observation. So as we have discussed that these are some of the limiting factors. Sunlight, without sunlight there is no possibility of photosynthesis reaction. Photosynthesis reaction will stop in the absence of sunlight. Means we can say in darkness there is no photosynthesis reaction is going on in plants. So sunlight is important for food manufacturing, star formation. What is the test, what will be the observation? Test is again same, we will use the iodine test. Means if in the presence of sunlight photosynthesis reaction is going on, means starch formation is going on, the food is manufacturing, leaves are manufacturing their food, glucose formation. So the same, the test, the color change will be blue black due to the presence of starch. Next question is, by which process carbon dioxide enter the leaves? Obviously through diffusion, carbon dioxide enter into the leaves through stomata. The next question, lower epidermis contain a one opening called as stomata. The next question is, name the parts of the leaf which contain chloroplast. So these green pigments which are present, which further helps in the formation of glucose. The very first layer to after the cuticle, that is called as palisade cells, then spongy mesophyll and guard cells. Importance of magnesium ion, as the water is important, carbon dioxide important. Meanwhile there are some other dissolved salts and minerals are also very necessary for the growth of the plant, for the which is giving it the green color to the plants. And there are many other functions for which these ions are very necessary. So what is the function of magnesium ion? It basically plant use the magnesium ions to make chlorophyll in their leaves. Next is the function of nitrate ions. So nitrate ions mean nitrogen is very important. Nitrogenous compounds means they combine to make the protein. So synthesis of protein is required for growth, for the repairing of the cell, for worn out parts. So as the same human beings are also they are also in the need of protein for their growth. Same is the case with the plants also need protein for the proper and healthy growth of the parts of the plant. Now if there will be deficiency, so what it will cause, the deficiency of magnesium ion and the nitrate ion. So as I have told you, magnesium is required for the chlorophyll to give, it's basically giving the green color to the plant. So deficiency of magnesium will cause the pale green color, or the leaves will turn to the yellowish color. Nitrate, as I have told you, like nitrate ion is very important for the protein synthesis, which further we can say required for the growth of the plant. So if there is no nitrate ion, means it will cause the stunted growth of the plant. Function of the xylem, what is the function of xylem? These are the vascular tissues, xylem and the phloem. So xylem is basically, as we have already discussed many times, that it helps to transport water from roots toward the leaves and the stems, and it also provides strength to the physical support to the plant. Function of phloem, phloem is basically help to transport the manufactured food and amino acids and sugar from leaves. That is the origin where the food is manufacturing, in leaves, and from leaf phloem tissues transport to the other parts of the body, up and down, like towards the roots, to stems, even towards the leaves. Next question, which feature of root hair cell helps to absorb water and mineral salts? So as we know that basically the water and mineral salts plants are absorbing from soil. So there is one of the main organ, that is the root hair cell. They basically, as the more root hair cells are spread in the soil, means the more the surface area to the volume ratio, the more will be the rate of absorption of water and the mineral salts. Next, by which process water absorbed by the root hair cells? So basically from soil, root absorb water through a process that is called as osmosis. The next question is, by which process mineral salts can be absorbed by root hair cells? So all the dissolved mineral salts and ions, they are absorbed by two processes. The one is diffusion, a very simple process in which the all the particles, they move from their higher to lower concentration. Means if in the soil the ions are in higher concentration, all these dissolved salts are in higher concentration, so it can easily be entered towards the lower, into the root cell, towards the lower concentration. But there is one more process that is called as active transport. Means plant is in the need to get the magnesium ions and nitrate ions at any cost. So it means that against the concentration gradients, roots will try to get all these necessary ions from the soil through the active transport. What is the movement of water in the plants? As I have told you in the previous slides, that water is absorbing roots are absorbing water from the soil, so obviously it will start to move from their downward to upward towards stem and the leaves by xylem, through xylem. Then next question, what is the movement of sugar or the manufactured food in the plants? As we know that the food manufacturing is going on the leaves, so it basically starts to transport from leaf to the other part of the whole parts of the plants. Means upward and downward movement, but water is only as the upward movement. The next question is, define wilting and how it occur. As we know, wilting is occur due to the loss of water. Basically wilting is the loss of turgidity of the leaves. Even some of the stems of very small plants, their stems are very delicate, so the leaves and the stems are also starts to lose their turgidity in leaves and in stem is just because of water. When there is excessive loss of water, means that is called as excessive transpiration, so leaves will starts to lose their turgor pressure, becomes flaccid, they starts to dropping and rolling and folding of leaves will also occur. The next question, what are the factors which affect the transpiration rate? So as the rate of photosynthesis is affected by some factor, so there are some there are some factors which affect the loss of water, the rate of transpiration. The first one is humidity. If the air is humid, rate of transpiration rate will decrease. If there is less humid air, means already the vapors in the air is less in quantity as compared to the water vapors in plants, so it will start to increase the rate of transpiration rate. Temperature, in more sunny days, more will be the loss of water from the leaves, more will be the rate of transpiration rate. Next is strong wind. As the more wind, there is more wind, more will be the rate of transpiration rate. Means the more water vapors is moving away from the surface of, or from that area of the plants. Light, so as more is the sunlight, more will be the photosynthesis rate. The As the photosynthesis rate will increase, loss of water will also increase, the more and the more they will get the water from the roots. Next, explain the relation of the humidity and the temperature with transpiration rate. So as I have already told you, the more the humid air, less will be the transpiration rate. As the humidity of the air decreases, then rate of transpiration will increase. So high temperature, more will be the loss of water, higher will be the transpiration rate. But if there is decrease in temperature, so transpiration rate will also decrease. So it has the direct relation with this. So that was all about like all the questions taken from your two chapter, nutrition in plant and transport in plants. So this is all about. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.